Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sense of Wonder Night 2024! 皆さんようこそ Sense of Wonder Night 2024です。
皆さんこんにちは。
Hello everyone. I am the moderator for the event. My name is Kiyoshi Shin, the game journalist. And I'm also the moderator. I'm Isabel. So this is taking place in Makuhari Messe this year as well. And are you familiar with the sound? Yes, I am. And this is 17th Sense of Wonder Night. Can you believe that? You know, if it's 17, you are graduating from high school. And this is first in-person event in 5 years. And you can hear the sound of Pico Pico, right? Yes, it was 2019 when last time we had an in-person event. And 17 years ago, the first Sense of Wonder Night was taking place in a restaurant called Noah. It was an even smaller venue, and I remember people were close to each other, and we continued the event for 17 years, and we are grateful. But I do have a vivid memory, but time flies. That's correct. You know, we had a live streaming, we had an event in a bigger venue, and today this is where we are. There must be some people who are watching the Sense of Wonder Night for the first time. So can you introduce the concept? Yes, a Sense of Wonder Night is an event that aims to discover game ideas that will trigger a sense of wonder, meaning a feeling of something changing in people's world the moment they see or hear the concept. Yes, this year, so there were 973 titles made it to entry from 74 countries and regions, and selection committee selected 81 titles from 27 countries and regions, and then 8 titles are nominated as finalists. You can see the country breakdown. 1 title each from South Korea, Singapore, Germany, Italy, and the US, and 3 titles from Japan. Shin-san, you have the all-time high number. 4 years ago, we had 286 titles. The year before last year, we had 583, last year 793, and this year 973. It is increasing. Now we can look at the 1,000 title on the horizon. Well, what we can say is that we have so many entries, and we are grateful for that. So around the world, we have higher awareness about indie games, and we see a thicker layer of the gaming developers. Especially recently, we hear the passion from Middle East, Asia, and also South America. This is the new wave of the game. And what is more interesting is those games are reflecting the cultures and characteristics of the countries. And every time I watch the presentation, I really notice different mindset of different regions and countries. That's correct. Just looking at indie games takes you to the travel around the world. Okay, let's introduce the finalists for this year's Sense of Wonder Night. It has been already made available to the public, and we have 8 titles, and we have 2 parts for these 8 titles. So the first one is the metafictionalized world expression. It is the first theme. Okay, metafictionalized world expression. Okay. And the second theme is strange movements. They are interesting themes. Well, they are short but very interesting themes. And we categorized these 8 games into those 2 themes. And we look forward to the outcome of the Sense of Wonder Night. And we are offering a prize for the winners of the awards. We have technological game, arts, experimental game, game design, and presentation. So there are 5 awards, and winners of these awards will get $500 each. And winner of Audience Award Semi Grand Prix will get $500. And then Audience Award Grand Prix winner will get $3,000. That's remarkable. I was wondering which title would get the prize. And today's Sense of Wonder Night 2024 is going to be streamed on YouTube, X, Nico Nico, Twitch, TikTok Live, and stream starting at 10:30 a.m. On Saturday, September 28th. And also, this is live streamed on a Chinese platform, and hashtag is SOWN2024. Please post your posting on social media using this hashtag. And please give us a lot of comments if you are watching it online.
スポンサーはソニーインタラクティブエンターテインメント、任天堂、講談社ゲームクリエイターズラボ、ハピネット、プレイズム、イギーインディーゲームインキュベーター、エルザジャパンの皆様です。
Now we would like to talk about this, a Pico Pico hammer. Let's talk about how we use this. Yes, if you are in a venue, you should have this Pico Pico hammer. In a Sense of Wonder Night, we have a Grand Prix, Audience Award Grand Prix and Semi Grand Prix. Your smile hammers will play very important role. Yes. After watching a finalist presentation, if you find it interesting, instead of clap your hands, you can shake your Pico Pico hammer. So let's try it. Please use Pico Pico hammer now. Yes, that's how you use it. Yes, now I'm feeling we are in an in-person venue and your arm is shaking. So those games that get the a large sound of Pico Pico and also the scores of the judges, they will determine 2 titles making it to the final, and then the Grand Prix is going to be given among these 2 titles, and Grand Prix is going to be determined by you. So we appreciate your support using Pico Pico hammer. Now I would like to introduce the judges who selected 8 games for this year.
Mr. Juan Grill. Pico 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 Pico.
はい、次はビデオゲーム忍者吊るしがラモン・ナフリアさん。
Mr. Ramon Nafria from Video Game Ninja Tsurushiga.
ソニーインタラクティブエンターテインメント吉田修平さん。
Mr. Shuhei Yoshida from Sony Interactive Entertainment.
講談社ゲームクリエイターズラボ 片山祐樹さん、
Mr. Yuki Katayama from Kodansha Creators Lab.
NPO 法人オキュフェス高橋健二さん、
Mr. Kenji Takahashi from NPO Okufes.
動画クリエイターポッキーさん、
Mr. Poki as content creator.
株式会社アウリン駒形和則さん、
Mr. Kazunori Komagata from Aurin.
立命館大学衣笠総合研究新ジュヒョンさん、
Miss Juhyun Shin from Ritsumeikan University.
カラッパゲームズ大貫正文さん、
Mr. Masafumi Onuki from Karappa Games.
そして私新居氏の10名で厳正に審査をさせていただきました。
はい、
And
そうなんですね。
myself, Akiyoshi Shin.
今回だって
These are 10 judges.
だから審査員
We had more than 900 games. And how did you judge them? Well, we have a rigorous process. We have a preliminary selection process. And those games that got through the process are judged by our judges. And it was a very hard process. We achieved this because of the support from so many people. So thank you for that. I think you worked overnight. Yes, I heard that people worked overnight. So thank you for that, and thank you for your contribution today. So we are going to start the presentation of 8 games for this year's Sense of Wonder Night 2024. These are the first 4 games, Metafictionalized World Expression. So, are you ready? Are you ready for the presentation? So can we go on introducing them? Okay, the first game. So please support them with the Pico Pico hammer. That no case should remain unsolved by SOWN2024.
Hello, I'm Somi, a solo indie game developer from Busan, South Korea. I've been developing games since 2014 and have released 6 titles so far. My main works include the Guild trilogy, which includes Replica, Legal Dungeon, and The Wake. And in January this year, I released No Case Should Remain Unsolved. No Case Should Remain Unsolved is a detective puzzle game where you help a retired police officer to solve a cold case by finding and reassembling fragments of her memories. Like putting together a jigsaw puzzle, determining who was speaking in a conversation and in what order the statements were made, will help players realize why a girl's disappearance remained unsolved for years. I hope you will enjoy my game, and it is available on Steam and Nintendo Switch now. Thank you so much for inviting me to Tokyo Game Show and selecting me as a part of the Sense of Wonder Night. It is a great honor to me. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Somi, a solo indie game developer based in Busan, South Korea. Nice to meet you. Okay, I'd like to introduce my game, No Case Should Remain Unsolved, which is released on Steam in January this year. No Case Should Remain Unsolved is a puzzle adventure game where you find scattered and fading pieces of memories and connect them to solve cold cases from the past. A police officer already retired from the force is suffering from dementia. Despite her fading memories, she struggles with the guilt of not solving the disappearance of a girl 12 years ago. Players dive into the officer's mind to find and connect fragments of her memories in order to discover the truth behind the cold case. The game has 2 distinct structures. First, there's the memory hunt. This is inspired by the way we search for related content on social media by clicking on tags and clicking on people to find their profiles. The overall design of the game is similar to social media applications that players already use, such as TweetDeck. So it is easy to learn how to play and immerse yourself in the game, even with minimal tutorials. The second is deciding who the memory is told by and when. Ooh, I'm sorry. This was inspired by a novel titled Anne by Japanese author Shusuke Michio. It's an experimental work in which the story changes and your experiences changes depending on which chapter you read first in the middle of the novel. I wanted to create a game like that. Thank you. So, players play the game like putting together a jigsaw puzzle, looking at the content, tone, and context of memory fragments to try to piece together who said what and when. When the puzzle is complete, they will be faced with a surprising twist and a new story. The games I've made so far, like Replica, Legal Dungeon, have generally been about exposing the absurdities of a society and shining a light on the darker side of things. But when I started thinking about a new game in 2023, I knew that I had to make something different because I felt that there's all kinds of hatred and anger in our society right now, and that people are living their lives alone, enduring discrimination and attacks. So I thought, what if I create a world that is like an utopia, a world that I hope exists in reality, a world where no one suffers and there's no hatred, a world where people sacrifice for each other rather than for their own comfort. Through this game, I wanted to give a small comfort to someone who is in solidarity with others, extending a helping hand without expecting anything in return. That's it. Thank you very much for the honor of having my game selected for Sense of Wonder Night. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. 감사합니다. はい、それでは審査員のよりコメントをいただきたいと思います。
Then let's have remarks from the judges.
Any comments that you can give?
Yes, it's fascinating to create narrative through puzzles. I think your game, let's leave aside the fact that the narrative that you put in this game is super important. The fact that you tied all these puzzle elements and I'm discovering what the truth is through playing a game that resembles more like a logic game, but is revealing parts of the story. That's I think, the key element in your game. And thank you for bringing up stories like this one, because it's very important that games do have stories like this one. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
はい、ありがとうございます。Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
あともう一人、お伺いしましょう。ポッ
And
キー
let's
さん。
have
そうお願い
comments
してもよ
from
ろしいです
another
か？
judge. Mr. Pocky, please.
ちょっと待ってくださいね。マイクチェックします。
Please give us a moment.
僕もこのゲームやってみてすごい斬新
I
で
played this game and I thought it is very new, a puzzle for people who are not good at puzzle games or this kind of games. You start with a first-person point of view. It is very easy for you to immerse in the game,
苦手な方とかでも楽しめる作品になっている
and it is a title that can also be enjoyed by people who are not good at puzzle games. And
僕はすごい
then the names and titles will be revealed as the story reveals, and then it is very enjoyable to see how the story unfolds. So thank you very much. So that's No Case Should Remain Unsolved by SOWN2024. Thank you very much. Then let's move on to the second title.
Let's Build a Dungeon by Spring Loaded. Here we go.
Konnichiwa! Watashi no namae wa James desu. I'm going to take you on a tour of our studio, making a game about a studio making a game. Spring Loaded! In our game, Let's Build a Dungeon, you get to manage a team of developers, much like I manage this team of developers. They draw monsters, dungeons, and buildings in order to make an amazing RPG, just like players in our game also get to make an amazing MMORPG. These developers get paid with real money, unlike the developers in the game that you pay with virtual money. Look, this is Caesar. I hired him for my studio, but you can hire him too, or someone just like him to work in your virtual studio. These are our old games. This is our new game, Let's Build a Dungeon, which of course is our best game. Thank you for including us in the Sense of Wonder Night at Tokyo Game Show. It is a great honor.
Hello, I am James, as you just heard. So yeah, I am the designer and creative director at Spring Loaded, a company in Singapore, and I'm here to talk about Let's Build a Dungeon. So, so after our last game, Let's Build a Zoo, I wanted to make a game that focused on one of my passions, RPGs, but I also wanted to do something that was really refreshing and new, and something that hopefully hadn't been seen before. So I thought about what it is that all of us as game developers know better than anything else, and that's game development. And I asked myself, why is there no simulation game that delves into the deepest possible aspects of our industry? There's nothing that is hyper-realistic, that explores what it's like to employ people, come to shows like this one, deal with people like Microsoft and Nintendo, deal with just all the stresses of user acquisition, everything to do with our industry. So obviously, you can't just have a game about a game studio, you have to build a game. So our game starts out focusing on the concept of you making levels and building quests and building a giant RPG. And into that world, simulated players come in and explore it. It can be real players as well online, but it's initially just simulated virtual players. How would you know if your game was actually well designed? Well, again, we just look at our real jobs. We use analytics to determine what things are happening in your world. What quests are people dying in? Where are they dying? How long are they taking them? So, for example, if you have a quest to beat a giant boss, but people are dying in the first room, being killed by a really terrible skeleton, you can lower the damage on that skeleton. You can move them. You could increase the damage that the swords do that the people are holding, the heroes themselves. But obviously doing that will mean that the characters become stronger and throws off the entire balance of your whole game. So this analytics system shows heat maps and basically everything that you could ever want from an actual development environment, but also allows you to react to players in real time. If you, for example, make a quest that can't be finished, players will respond by leaving you a bad review. So that's the game part, but then the second layer of the game is actually running your studio. So here, you employ people, you work your way through milestones. As mentioned before, you have things like proper user acquisition, where you build advertising campaigns and use channels like Reddit and Twitter and other things like that to kind of get your players. And if your rating is better on Steam, our virtual Steam, of course, it becomes cheaper to actually attract players. It's such a great game to make because literally every day when I'm at work, everything I do, I'm just like, oh, I haven't put that in the game yet. I'll put it in the game. So obviously, what's the point in building a game and running a studio if you can't even play your own game? So we actually allow you to drop into the world, run around, experience your quests, and experience all the stories that are written by your team of designers, which is, I guess, me, but in the game you have a team of designers. So yeah, we actually have a branching path quest selection where we have 5 full RPGs, and you can dynamically bounce between them based on your choices. So for example, you might want to build a RPG entirely focused on cooking and running your restaurant. But then you decide to throw one quest in where someone can go out and do some combat. You'll see that your guy, instead of buying his ingredients, he might just wander off into a dungeon and kill monsters to collect his ingredients. So beyond that, if we build all this, what's the last step of making our game a real simulation of the entire industry? It's building a game engine. So actually, as you develop your studio, you can unlock tools that allow you to go in and do dialogue editing, draw pixel art, build logic trees, and make any game you want. Our feature set at launch will allow you to actually do a remake of a game like Skyrim, for example. And we plan to expand beyond that, looking at classic games like Space Invaders and Bomberman, and going even in other directions that people wouldn't expect us to. And in the end, 10 years down the line, for example, we expect this to be a fully featured game engine in which you can make any pixel art game you want. And we're approaching it from a side of how do people think they make games rather than looking at programming as a kind of, if you look at something like Roblox, for example, you have to script your conversations, but we build a conversation editor. Logic, we approach it from the way the gamer would think about logic rather than the way we've all been broken by being programmers. So yeah, that's our game, in a game, in a game, in a game. Thank you.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
ジェームスさんはもうゲームを作ることそのものを楽しんでいる感じ
So
がし
the
ましたね。
James is really enjoying making games, so we felt that. So let's hear from Takashi-san. Yes. So I think this is the first game development simulator. So it's a first of its kind in the world. So it takes time to feel sense of wonder playing this game. So when I felt a sense of wonder was this moment when, so I received the email from the boss, investor. So that was when I felt a sense of wonder.
I don't think that normally gives people a sense of wonder. That gives me a sense of terror and horror.
So I received the email and I laughed and I shook the hands. So that was the best moment playing the game.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
はい、ありがとうございます。Thank you. それではもう一人聞いてみましょう。片山さん。
Now let's hear from Katayama-san. Yes, thank you for the presentation. So this game is new, and there are multiple factors. You can run the game studio, and also you can play the game. So there are 2 components in one game. It is really new. And I have one question. So there are some people who want to make a game, but people can actually make a game playing this game. But what if the game studio goes bankruptcy or unsuccessful? And in that situation, what should we do? How should we resolve the challenge? So if the studio is unsuccessful, what should we do?
So there are many things you can do. So the game is actually online, so you can play with your friends and build a game together and collapse your companies into one. So we actually have all these elements. I'm going off topic slightly, where you can build your world and you can be throwing monsters at other players who are other humans whilst you're building it. But if that is a bad game design, which I would argue it is, you can run out of money and your investor will come to you and basically do what real investors do. He will make your terms worse. So he'll be like, oh, I was taking 50%, now I'm taking 70%. Now I'm taking 80%, now I'm taking 100%. Now I'm taking your firstborn child. And so it will just get more and more ridiculous, the things that you lose to your investor, who will keep on funding your game. But it will be impossible for you to make profit. But you can just have fun making the game, just being like all other indie devs, never making any money.
リアルな話ですね。
面白い話。耳が痛いです。
That's really interesting. Yeah.
ありがとうございます。Thank you so much, James. Thank you. Let's build the dungeon でした。
It was a Let's Build a Dungeon. Thank you.
はい、続いて3作品目です。3作品目は From Japan, ANLIFE, Motion Learning Life Evolution by Attracture. Here we go.
皆さんこんにちは。人工生命クリエイターの中村です。
My name is Nakamura, creator of Artificial Life. Please watch this video. This is an AI learning motion from scratch. It looks cute, right? I'm so addicted to the attractiveness of artificial life. And when I noticed that I already quit my job and that I was focused on development, stable income, no more society, I don't know such things. And I released 2 titles, and one was broadcasted in a program at NHK by director Miyazaki Hayao, and then he said that this is insulting lives. And this time I'm going to talk about the combination of that kind of technology, God simulation game, and life. Thank you for having me. So characters or figures in game, they learn the emotions. And what if we use a physical engine and use AI to train them? So this is AI learning the emotions from scratch, and this is actually a motion that the AI discovered on its own. And when you change some elements, it can do a totally different emotion, like underground, feeling pain, and the AI also learns that kind of emotion. And you want to sort of support this character, and you want to support them when the characters are learning the motion, and that makes you feel fun. And also you can add genes to the AI, and then the AI will evolve through natural selection. And you feed them, and the creators, so-called, cannot capture the food, the feed, will not be able to survive. So this is creatures, the artificial life in a virtual world, and this is a combination of God simulation and artificial life. And this is a spherical world, and where you can release those creatures in this world, and you feed them from the point of view of a god, and then they will learn, and some of them will manage to get the food. They intake the food, and then they will have children. And as you can see that the children have one more foot, and sometimes they fail, and some can walk well, and some. Then you have other species that are not square but spherical. And this is a video when they are playing with each other. And you can see that they have arms, and they learn how to propel themselves forward by moving their hands, their arms. They are running. Oh, that's so fast. And now you have a lot of different creatures, and now this is in the sea. You create a new creatures, and you feed them, and they're going to take the food. And once they succeed to take the food, and you can see that they develop new joints. Now the planet gets bigger, and you can also create creatures in the sky. So you can create flying creatures, and they will learn the motion in accordance with the shape of their body, and the planet gets even bigger, and you can create a world that you desire, and you can create your unique creatures. these are very strong survivors. And there's a long-legged species. And they, at some point, they realized that their legs are too long, and they started to shorten their legs. And now you see that they convert into a very similar species. So it's like all creatures will become something like crabs. And you can create rooms that they will evolve on its own, and they will become creatures with interesting shapes. Some of them can walk on two legs. They can stand up. And there are two concepts in this game, good and bad. And you can do something bad. You can drop this fire, and you can burn the things that you don't like. So then you can accumulate the evil karma, which will enable you to release more powerful attack. And you can change the environment, and these are aliens, alien species. You can create your own world. So I make games by myself, and thank you for having me today. It makes you feel love from this title. Now we would like to have comments from our judges. Onuki-san, what do you think? I played this game yesterday. The motion learning, when you feed them, they move, and some can reach the food, and some are too clumsy to reach the food. And the ones who can get the food will evolve, but you feel bad for them, so you put the food next to the clumsy one. That is like when you are having a small pet, like when you are taking care of them. And there are many games where you grow the characters, but usually you have the specific species, they have fixed emotions, and you do not feel that they have a life. But in this game, it's totally different. The characters become, you have new characters one after another, and then I think there is a potential that you break through the barrier of those growth type of game. And if I may ask a question, so you currently only have the move to place the food. So what kind of additional moves do you have in mind? The creatures are in a group, so I think communicating with each other is a factor. For example, when they touch the food, they absorb the food. But actually, they can also move the food and then accumulate the food, gather the food. So there will be like roles, different roles. Some will eat the food, some will gather the food. And I want to do this kind of communication depending on different environment, but I haven't been able to do that. Thank you very much. Komagata-san, please. Thank you for your presentation. And I understood this game better, and I'm more convinced now. All the creatures, I thought that I had to have all the creatures survive, but I heard that you can actually, they will go through natural selection, and then some of them will not survive. And I felt terrified that some will die, actually. Some will evolve, and then some will degrade, and there are a lot of unexpected things in this game, and so I enjoyed quite a lot. So I'd like to, when I play it next time, I'd like to change my mindset. Thank you very much. So that's ANLIFE, Motion Learning Life Evolution by Nakamura-san. Thank you so much. Then moving on to the fourth title.
Cinema by Trinity Team. Here we go.
Hello everyone, I'm Fabrizio Zagaglia from Trinity Team, the author of Cinema, and he is Paolo, our boss. Cinema is a first-person adventure that throws the player into a side view. The basic interaction is that of the classic adventure game, so we will have mysterious characters, a wide range of items to interact with to proceed into the story. Everything is set in a black and white noir thriller with an art deco aesthetic. The particular thing is that the player can manipulate the time, traveling back and forth, creating new timelines, and exploiting the interplay of cause and effect. Paolo, me and the team are honored to be here at Tokyo Game Show and to have been selected to the Sense of Wonderland. Thank you.
Hello again, I'm Fabrizio Zagaglia of Trinity Team from Italy. Okay. And this is Cinema, a first-person adventure game of genre noir thriller, so it's crime, mystery. And the particular thing is indeed the player can manipulate the time. On the visual and aesthetical side, Cinema is inspired by all the silent movies. So, for example, of course, Lumière, Méliès, but also new directors, more recent one like David Lynch or Christopher Nolan. On the gameplay side, the game is subdivided in two layers, the upper layers and the lower layers. On the upper layers, the player can act like a director. So there's an editing board where there's film strips that represent a timeline. The timeline is subdivided by several frames, and each frame represents some kind of scene of a movie. So, for example, a room, a building, a street, and in the lower level instead, the player can act like the actors of the movies, so can enter inside the scene and interact with character, collect items, solve puzzles, and so on. The particular thing is indeed the player can manipulate the time. So, for example, inside the scene can go back and forth in time. For example, here we can see the train go forward and back, moving the timeline. So it can move in space, like a standard first-person adventure, but also in time. Coming back to the upper layer, the player can also, for example, take a frame, for example, from the future, and shift back to the previous moment in the movies. So, for example, here we can see the player can take a frame from a city in the morning, moving back the frame on the left. He can play this scene in a previous moment of the game. So there's this kind of time shift also inside the scene, but even on the upper level as director. Doing some special action inside the frame let the player create new timelines. So, For example, here we can see that the player do some action, and doing this action create a new branch of timeline. So the player can, for example, take an item from the new timeline, use it in the previous timeline. So there is this kind of mix of time and space, and that's the core gameplay of the game. Thank you.
Thank you. Grazie mille. ありがとうございます。はい、それでは
Thank you
吉
so
田さん、
much.
いかがでしたか。
Yoshida-san, what did you think?
Yes.
Yes.
When I saw this submission in the movie and materials, and definitely this game has two distinct features. Obviously one is the use of silent movie as a vehicle to do the narrative. And I don't remember any other game that have done that in a totally black and white and silent way. That really was kind of shocking, when the other feature is the time manipulation, very complex kind of puzzle adventure, which I totally didn't understand how it worked. But because of that presentation in silent movie style, that really made me intrigued and wanted to try the game. And I was able to try the game yesterday, and I enjoyed the game. So I think it is very smart for you to choose that silent movie style to make your game stand out and make people want to try, because the gameplay itself could be really difficult to communicate. So in your early development phase, which came first, the use of silent movie style or the actual gameplay idea?
At the moment, I think the gameplay side. So we have to build up the puzzle side. So it's not easy to think about puzzle both in space but also in time. So the current challenge is find this kind of enigmas puzzle that match the progression inside the story. So
yeah, okay. And the use of silent movie style save you money for hiring voice actors. So that's really good.
本当ですね。Thank you. ありがとうございます。
Ciao Fabrizio. I have to say several things about your game. First of all, is that the art style is impressive, so congratulations. I have to say that you have put some references, for example, Metropolis. Recently, I watched Metropolis, that is based in a novel from 100 years ago. And if you see it now, it's like a modern movie. So it's something that is pretty interesting that you bring this old cinema to now, because really it deserves it. But related to mechanics, I have seen things from my point of view. 428 Shibuya, that is a game that received a 40/40 in Famitsu long time ago, and Eleanor. But I don't know if they are your inspirations or you have another inspirations in terms of mechanics.
Actually, I didn't take inspiration from other game directly, but is more at things of emotion experience I get from movies. So I saw some movies. I thought, yeah, that could be a good game. Some part of this movie can be good for example, the time elements. Another one from aesthetics, and I mix all these things.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Grazie Fabrizio. Grazie mille. ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
ファブリツィオさんのシネマでした。
It was Cinema by Fabrizio. Shin-san, so we finished the first 4 games. How do you feel? You wanted to make comments, right? Yes. Well, we have a lot of social media factors in many games. So no case should remain unsolved, and let's build a dungeon. And they used those aspects, so it was very interesting. So we have 4 games in a latter half. So the second theme is strange movements. Playing the games, it gives you strange impression. Let's move on to the second half.
From Japan, HoooPizza by Doi Nobuhiro. Here we go.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Doi. I work as a software engineer, and my hobby is to create experience type games on my vacation. And I created a game called HoooPizza, and instead of using a game controller, I use a hula hoop type of game controller to play this game. No matter how old you are or your body shape, you can enjoy this game, and I hope many people will enjoy that. Thank you very much. My name is Doi. I'm very honored to be here, and today I'd like to present my new game, HoooPizza. This is an experiential game themed around the pizza cooking. There were 3 stages. The first is to spread the dough, then topping the ingredients, then cutting the pizza. The biggest feature is how to play. Instead of a conventional game controller, a player uses a hula hoop shaped game controller. The controller can detect 4 motions. For example, during a game, you can spin the controller, the hula hoop, then you can spread the dough. And it might be hard for you to imagine, so I'm going to do it for you to show it how it's done. Thank you. Let me move on. This is the mechanism of the game controller. So there is a microcomputer and an MIU embedded inside the hula hoop to detect motions. And the sensor is used to analyze and detect motions. This is how it looks like when the players play the game. So I had a lot of people playing it for me, and the children can actually beat the adults because adults usually forgot how to play hula hoop, but children are pretty good at it. And also for me, when I developed the game, I also forgot how to play hula hoop, and so I always failed. And it's enjoyable for both the players and the audience. For example, when your friend is doing it, you can support your friend, or you can also annoy them. So everybody can enjoy, even if you feel it's difficult, you fail, but everybody can laugh about it. And also you can exercise while playing games. And let me just introduce a very interesting player. And by the way, other children told him that the points are not increasing, just to annoy him. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you. That looks very fun. Shin-san, what do you think? Thank you very much for your presentation. And it is a game that can be enjoyed by everyone, and not only the player, but also the audience can enjoy this game. I also tried it, and it is very difficult, and I had a very good exercise. And especially when you spread the doll, you have to, the movement is very similar to how you control the hula hoop, but I wonder, like, how did you combine those two ideas? So I was very curious about that. So actually, I made this hula hoop controller first, and then I thought about what combination should I make, and then I thought of the dough spreading motion at the restaurant, and I thought that the linking those two can be interesting. Onoki-san, what do you think? So first of all, I think this idea is spectacular, and children can beat the adults, as you said. After I grew up, I stopped playing hula hoop, so it was very difficult, and I was amazed at how difficult it was, and I could only spin it for 3 times and it fell. So games are difficult, and people want to make games that move according to what you think, but through this game, it made me realize that it can be quite a labor-intense activity to play game. So that's HoooPizza from Doi-san. Thank you very much.
From Germany, Hyper Wobbler by Robin Borgenten. Let's go.
I made Hyper Wobbler, which we're going to be showing at Tokyo Game Show this year. It's our newest weird wobbly springy experiment, going back all the way to 2015 when I made Line Wobbler, which I also showed at Tokyo Game Show. And I'm still wobbling, still making weird experiments, so come check it out at Tokyo Game Show 2024 this year. Have fun.
Yes!
Hello, I'm Robin Baumgarten, and I make weird wobbly installations. So this is Hyper Wobbler that I'm showing this year, and it's played on this weird two-way mirror, magic mirror dodecahedron, as you can see, and it uses custom spring joysticks as inputs. In Hyper Wobbler, each of you control one avatar. There's a blue one, a green one, and a purple one. So each of you controls them by bending the joystick and moving around, and you're trying to navigate this multi-dimensional space to reach your goals. And your goals are to pick up these little pickups. They're like yellow dots spotted around the environment. And there's different obstacles to make your life harder. So there's like lava that is orange and enemies that move around and you can attack. And some of them also require cooperation, such as like little things that run away from you, so you need to kind of corner them together and catch them as they move around. And yeah, so there's different levels of different increasing difficulty, and it ends in a big boss fight, and that's the whole experience. And this game was made together with Philipp Heldorfer, who made the object, so the little dodecahedron, and it made it as a music visual installation. I said, okay, this could be cool as a video game as well. And so we worked together to make it an interactive experience. And I've shown you some footage of how we built it. So there's like 3D printed corners, little aluminum frames, and we put LED strips inside to animate them. And there is the magic mirror glass that we're cutting on laser cutters. This all happens in Berlin in our big workshop. So it's quite fun to get physical and do these physical installations. Here you can see the power supply. Everything runs on a little Arduino. It's like a mini computer running its own little language. And here you can see our quality inspector hard at work. This is my little dog. You can follow her on Instagram. Her name is Quesadilla. I think she's a little confused. And the joysticks are actually from a game you might know. They're from Line Wobbler, which I showed here 8 years ago. And it's a spring joystick. And here I show you a little making of. So I have these springs. They're all custom made for me in a spring factory. These are 3D printed knobs. And then there's like a sensor. And it's all soldered together. As you can see here. This probably looks very clumsy because I needed to do it one-handed while holding the camera. But this is a little motion sensor that has an accelerometer and a gyroscope, and it's combined to figure out how you move the spring. And it goes inside the spring, as you can see in the next step. And this is also the part that breaks the most when I show these. So it's like a bit annoying to build and service, but over the last 8 years, I have improved it a little bit, and it's working quite well. So then the first version was complete, so you can see how it's looking now. So this was how we tested it. So I actually used like Line Wobbler boxes there and kind of hacked them to work with this dodecahedron. And this is how they look now. So they have a little button to change because now it's not one dimension, but multi-dimensional. And then it was coding time. So it's written in C++. It's like an Arduino language. And this is a few weeks later. This is like a month ago at Gamescom. It's the biggest game show in the world in Cologne. So there's a stress test, and people managed to break it a few times, but it was good. But it noticed it was too big to transport, so it's this massive box. And in the airplanes, the people looked at me weird, so I built a smaller version that has also LED strips on the outside that I noticed were necessary after the first playtest. So you can see some nice ASMR video of me peeling off the plastic. But that's basically how it looks now, and that's the newest version, and I tweaked the gameplay a bit to make it easier to play. This is me on the way to here, and that's how the game looks like now. And it is using the similar gameplay that I explained earlier, and I tweaked it to see how I can make better and easy to understand for people, and how it works with this sculpture, and that's how it is now. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Danke, danke. すごい綺麗なゲームですけど、駒形さん、
It is a beautiful game. Komagata-san, you played this game. How did you feel? It was interesting, very interesting. So you have to play it in order to understand how fun it is. But in a nutshell, there is a yellow, the game with the yellow Pac-Man, and this is kind of the the great game to simulate that. And you have to use a joystick to move forward and stop, and you have to collect orange dots, and there are some obstacles you have to overcome. But and once you understand the rule, that makes it more interesting. So it was really fun. So those who are watching, this is inside the black box of indie area, so please play the game. Thank you. And I have a question. So are you going to sell this Hyper Wobbler in the future or no?
Yeah, so I think it's not going to be a commercial product that you can buy in a toy shop, but I see it more as an art piece. So maybe I have it at museums, at festivals, at exhibitions, maybe a small number of pieces, but maybe it's not that cheap then.
駒形さん買う気満々ですからね。けど
So
あまり安くないと
駒形さん, you want to
おっしゃってたこと
buy
に
it,
なりますけど、
but it's not going to be cheap. Okay, Takashi-san, do you have any comments? Well, 80 years ago, in this Sense of Wonder night, I played the Line Wobbler, the first one, and I recommended the game for the Grand Prix. And so 80 years ago, I didn't think there will be, you are not going to add anything, or you are not going to subtract anything. But this time, you went beyond my imagination. You surprised me with how it has evolved. So I was really surprised. So I continue to give 100 points for this from the get-go, from the primitive process. So
はい、あ
thank
り
you.
がとうございます。Thank you so much. ロビンさん、ありがとう
Thank
ござい
you.
ました。
Robin-san, thank you
Hyper
for your
Wobbler でした。
presentation. It was
Thank you so
Hyper
much.
Wobbler.
はい、続いて7作品目になります。From Japan, Last Standing by Now Games. Let's go.
こんにちは。Now Games の
Hello everyone, my name is Nao Shibata for Now Games. I make games on my own, and this game, except for the BGM, I created it by myself. And thank you so much for selecting me to Sense of Wonder Night. To summarize my game, it is with a keyboard banking controls, you beat games from that come from the left to right, and this is how I play. You put your hands like on the keyboard, and then you look at the enemies on the left and the right, and you bang the keyboards with both of your hands. And I'm going to explain why I made the control like this. Keyboard is a device that every PC has, but I want to use some new game control, provide some new game control experience to make you feel that something has changed in your world, to make you feel a sense of wonder. Thank you very much. Let me introduce my game, Last Standing. I'm going to play a video first. So this is a 2D action game with dotted illustrations. From left and right, there will be enemies, and you need to beat the enemies. And you compete the number of the enemies, you beat it. And then there's a feature in the gameplay and the game control. And this is how you control, how you play the game. The left side of the keys are for attack, and the right hand side for the right attack. So there are many keys that correspond to attacking, and if you bang those keys at the same time, the attack will get stronger. And in order to attack, you need stamina. So you have to continuously bang the space key in order to recover your stamina. So like this. You recover your stamina while you keep attacking. And when the gauge is full, you can also swing your mouse to use a special move. And this kind of control is unprecedented, so I'm going to show you how you actually play it, and it was also in the video. So the more you bang the keys, the stronger the attack gets. So you are going to use your palm to press the keys, and you bang the keyboard and you swing the mouse, and it's an experiential type of game. And you can use the keyboards to play as a game that this is, I think, an unprecedented type of game. And the purpose of the game is to compete the number of enemies you beat, and there are 6 types of stages and 6 types of player characters. And let me show you the stages. And this is the boss of stage 1 phalanx, and they will turn in a mass group. And this is the boss chariot of the desert stage, and it attacks you one after another. And then next is the forest stage. The boss is a priest. With a jump attack, you call out the enemies, and then the enemies will attack you in group. And this is not a boss, but this is a stage in Japan, and the camera is fixed, and there will be enemies falling from the ceiling and also from the ground. And you can buy items that are sold randomly, and you can the assortment will increase when you achieve some conditions. And you can also enjoy it in a roguelike way. There were 45 types in total. When it's game over, not that everything is going to be reset. You can use your XP to permanently strengthen the status of the player. And the more you play, the more advantage that you get. And you can play this game. It's a very sustainable game. And also, you can buy items from the merchant, and this is the video for that. And there are many types of items. And this is a iron ball. And this is an item to slow down the enemies. And this is a rolling stone. And this is an automated attack. It's an experiential type of game, and with the game control, I'm also thinking of shifting to a consumer version, and also to use the gyroscope type of function. I want to install that into the controller. And up and down, left and right, you can swing your body. It is going to be a very different type of control than a keyboard, so it will be a totally different experience. Just to summarize, the biggest feature of this game is to use a keyboard, which is a very usual item, but you can experience something that has never been before. And when you play, you also encounter a different assortment from the merchants. So there are some roguelike elements, and it's also a very sustainable gameplay, a lot of elements, and so it gives impact. And also, as a game, it's very fun. Thank you very much, Shibata-san. Now, comments from Yoshida-san, please. I'm your fan from your first title, and I played this game, and I was very impressed. And listen to your presentation, I was impressed again with the last slide. So you said that the impact that was not there before, and also a game that is replayable. And the more you play, the more fun you feel. So that might be the most important thing. And the keyboard banging idea, where did it come from? Like, were you frustrated with something? Like, how did you come up with that? Actually, I don't really remember. And I had the fundamental idea of this game, and I was indecisive about the game control. And I wanted to have something that you can change the level of the power of the attack, and then the keyboard was just in front of me, so I thought just I can use it. I can use the motion of banging the keyboard. And probably that's how I come up with this idea. And also, you said that you are thinking of a console version. Thank you for that. And I look forward to a PlayStation version. I feel the same. Katayama-san, please. Thank you for your presentation. When I work, when the computer freezes, I bang the keyboard, but it feels great. I always think so. So maybe I can totally understand that it feels exhilarating when you play this game by banging the keyboard. And my question is that when you smash the keyboard, you can smash it with your hands, and you can also use your elbow. I think there are many ways of banging the keyboard, and so it is okay to play it another way. Yes. So maybe I will try playing it with my elbow tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that's Last Standing by Nao Shibata. Thank you very much.
The next one will be a last one game.
From USA, Esophaguys by Esophaguys team. Here we go.
Konnichiwa. Welcome to Esophaguys. Stretch your necks with 1 to 4 players, embarking on a journey to reunite your people. Working together, wiggle your way through trials of trachea, challenging your guttural grips. Compete in a variety of minigames, clashing neck to neck in bouts of tourney. Discover the true nature of the neck in relation to a special musical instrument. Esophaguys is coming soon to PC and consoles. Domo. Arigato.
Hi there, thank you. My name is Peyton from the USA, joined by Adrian and Matthew from Canada and Hendrik from South Africa. This is Esophaguys, your favorite game about old folks with elongating necks. With 1 to 4 players, co-op platformer featuring a variety of game modes, and very unique character controller accompanied with stylistic visuals and audio.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm the game and level designer on Esophaguys, and I'll be talking about the design aspect of the game. So we have a variety of different game modes in our game with something for everyone. Playing with friends is the main focus of our game. So we designed the mechanics around working together to solve puzzles and help each other traverse throughout the level. Although Esophaguys is mostly a co-op game, we wanted to include some content for solo players. So we designed mechanics that worked well on your own, but still have a very fun puzzle-solving aspect. We wanted a shorter mode that's more fast-paced, which is where we came up with mini-games. This is the mode where you score the ball into your monster's mouth and get points. And our second mode is a free-for-all mode. Our second mode is a free-for-all mode where you players pick up fish and smack each other, and that's how you get points. Last man standing wins. We also have one more mode planned for release. And here we have the hub world. This acts as the player's home away from home. Players can find all the different levels and game modes in this area, as well as toys around the area to play with, a shop where you can customize your character, and uncover secrets throughout the hub.
Hi, I'm Hendrik. So Esophaguys, it's actually a 3D game. It's just the sprites that we use for 2D. We're also connecting everything with joints. You can bite a bunch of objects. We have dynamic rigid bodies you can bite. So you see the vine you can swing, and you have items that you can pick up and throw. And you can also bite other players and make a really big chain and swing across the gap. Splines or curves is a very popular theme in our game because of the necks that stretch. So we also wanted to make the terrain very curvy. So we built like a bunch of tools to bake meshes and use that for the levels. And then we also used splines to control the camera because this is a 1 to 4 player game. If players go far from each other, the camera zooms out, and it also follows along the critical path of the level. So it tells players where is the direction they need to go. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Adrian. I make the art for the game. So the art is meant to have a lighthearted and silly feel throughout. Most of the art is meant to be colorful and light to engage with the silly mechanics that you're going to be engaging with the entire time. The game features a wide variety of environments where each environment is driven by the palette first, and then theme is established to match afterward. This helps establish a visual identity and speeds up art asset production and level art processes. The overall identity we aim for is anachronistic and silly combinations of things that feel like they don't make sense at first. When it comes to interacting in the world, we know that we want to have a wide variety of different things going on and a wide variety of environments, but we don't want to be constrained based on like what you're interacting with and by color. So what we eventually settled on is this tree pattern here, which is easily replicable on anything that the player can bite or interact with, from flies to harps to mushrooms.
So the audio in Esophaguys is unique as well. It's the first game to feature a soundtrack completely composed of the Jews harp instrument, and all of the sound effects are made with mouth sounds. I'll give you a short demonstration of this instrument in a variety of styles. In the game, there's several traditional styles from around the world, and as well as experimental. Here's a Irish jig. I will also give a demonstration with an Austrian tune with 2 harps. Beyond the sound, we use the audio goes beyond just sound, but actually in-game mechanics. So in the story of Esophaguys, it's real representative of this instrument itself. They're kind of a forgotten people, and you have to bring them together, and they're united with this instrument. And at the end of every level, the goal is to reach unifying the sound of this instrument at the end of every one. And there's several environments, and over time, you're able to build up this great big harp in the center of the hub and reach new heights. Again, all these sound effects are made with mouth sounds, so really had to push the limits of what I could do. And over 3,000 different unique sound effects, everything from the environment, characters, mechanics, and UI. I'll give you a brief demonstration of the neck stretching sound effect, one of my favorites. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。 あんな口でできないよね。
すごいですね。
すごいですよ
So
ね。
it's great that you
これ
can
はもう
make
ポッ
that
キーさんに
sound
ぜ
with
ひ
the
感想を
mouth.
聞きたいと
So
思います。
Poki-san must have something he wants to say. Yes, it's interesting just by watching it, and if I play, that will be very fun. And I post a lot of videos, so I have not played this, but I want to play it. And neck stretching, and that makes it co-op kind of difficult, but you want to also try it, so it's interesting. But one question is, why did you decide to use juice harp as the instrument? Why is that?
Yes, the juice harp instrument is all about the mouth and throat, actually. So just like the curvy terrain in the game, we wanted everything to be neck focused. That neck-centric philosophy guides our hand.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
シンさんもコメントお願いします。
Shin-san, you have comments?
設定だけが首が伸びるおじさんっていうのは笑いが止まらない
So the middle-aged man stretching his neck is really funny, and I'm looking forward to releasing. And it's not only a single-player mode, and this is co-op mode, and that is one attractiveness of the game. So I want to play that. So thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。Esophaguysチームの
Thank you.
皆さんでした。ありがとうござい
So
ました。
thank you,
Thank
the
so
team
much.
of Esophaguys.
はい、シンさん、これで8作品すべてのプレゼンテーシ
So
ョンが終わ
Shin-san,
ったんですけれども、
we have
最後の
heard from all the 8 presentations. So how did you feel about the latter half? You know, it has a wide variety of the games. I wanted to make comments, but we had such a limited time. So but it was interesting. Did you get to play any of them? Any of the games? So I remember the line Wobbler from 80 years ago, and now it has evolved in this way, and I was surprised by that.
さあ、現在ですね、
Okay,
審査員
thank
の
you.
皆さんの審査結果
So
を
the
集めているんですけれども、
we are collecting judges'
選
result.
考に入っておりまして、その時間をいただきます。
So we would like to spend some time, and while we wait for judges' result, we will have a sponsors presentation.
プレゼンテーションの方お願いいたします。吉田さんどうぞ。
Yoshida-san, the floor is yours.
はい、それではちょっとお時間いただきましたので、私今プレイステーションインディーズ
So
ということで、
I've been allocated some time. And this is a PlayStation Indies, which is to support more indie games on PlayStation. When we find good indie games, we're going to promote them. So that is the activity that we are doing as a company as a whole. And today I'm honored to be invited here to talk. And then PlayStation, yes, we are promoting indie games. And when we started at PlayStation, and I was engaged in PlayStation since the get-go, and I just want to go through the history of PlayStation with you. Thank you.
まあこういった形でですね、いろんなハードウェアを出してきました。
Many types of hardwares came out of PlayStation. When we develop hardwares, through the innovation of hardwares and use the hardwares, we want the game creators that can come up with new ideas and to bring innovation to the gaming, to bring sense of wonder, to create sense of wonder. That's what we hope for. That's the hope that we put in the creation of the hardwares. And for example, a PlayStation 1 CD-ROM and musics became available, and professional musicians, Matsura Masa-san, we had him as the game creator to create a Parappa Rapper. This is a rhythm action game. This is the first in its kind. And this is a title that I produced, Ape Escape, for PlayStation 1 for Dual Shock. So there's a controller with 2 sticks. Because there were 2 sticks, and we wanted to design a game that you can only play with 2 sticks. And Similarly, with PlayStation 1, Pocket Station launched in Japan, a memory card, a computer and memory card and a display are equipped with this hardware. And from PlayStation 1, you can download a mini game like a Tamagotchi, and you can grow your character and then feed it back to the PlayStation. So that's the game that we created, and we won the Game Award. I didn't produce it, my colleague made it. And from PlayStation 3, we started digital distribution, PlayStation Network. And this is the game, Journey, that was created from that initiative. And this is a very small game that you can finish it in 3 hours. And a USC student team created this as the third title of that group, and they won the best game award of all kinds of major game award. So a small indie game can actually bring a huge impact. This is a historic moment, I think. And through the history of PlayStation, we've always celebrated game creators and the new game creations, and we are proud that we were able to support the game creators. And I've been in the game creation for a long time, and I also involved in the development of hardware. So I have the ideas of from the game creators. On PS3, the God of War team use their hands. The video viewer was connected to PlayStation 3 and use a sensor PlayStation and put it on your head, and you can use the movement of your brain as an input. It's a virtual system. And then when I visited the studio, I tried that hardware, and I became the one to create. And I went into the world of God of War. And it was very exciting and became a project. And PlayStation works with game creators and the hardware. The collaboration between the creators and the hardware development is very important. I'm running out of time. And lastly, whenever I go to an event, I always go to the indies section and to take picture with them and to promote those games to my Twitter followers. And my job is, I really enjoy my current job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yoshida-san.
So after hearing the indie games presentations, and we heard from the Yoshida-san, it was quite unusual, but it was interesting. Now let's hear from Yuki Katayama from Kodansha Game Lab. Thank you for taking some time. I'm Katayama from Kodansha Game Creators Lab. So I would like to introduce what we do. What we say is we offer the maximum of 10 million yen per year. Why don't you create the game you like? So this is what we do. So we have GCLA, Game Creators Lab Audition. You may be wondering why we are doing this. So we are a publisher of novels or manga. We have 100 years of experience, and Ghost in the Shell, Attack of Titan. So we have worked with a lot of writers, individual writers and manga artists. And we want to do more. So the game creators, individual game creators, these are the people we want to work with. we can be an editor and we can work with them. So that is how it started. So we offer the contest would give an award for new writers or new manga artists. And we have meetings with the creators and support them. And then we move on to publishing, and it grows bigger to IP. So this is kind of the cycle we are focused on. So what can we do as editors? We can do anything. I mean, we can be a counterpart when the game is being created. We can advertise the games, and we can coordinate the schedule, setting certain milestone. And also, we give mental care for creators. Some creators want to talk to us even if it's middle of the night, and we are happy to talk to them. They may have some obstacles and some struggles, and we can listen to them. And also, we can introduce tax accountants. So it's not only about supporting the game development, but we can support game creators in many ways. Why do we do that? Because we want indie game creators to focus on creating their games. And we have been doing this for the past 3 years, and we have a lot of games. We have 32 games. Bokura really stands out. It has been played by many people around the world. So we want to have more applications for indie game creators. So please visit the website of Kodansha Game Creators Lab. If you are interested, please visit the website. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katayama-san. So many challenges every year. Yes, in Japanese market, there are many ways to raise funds, and I think it's a good thing. A good environment is being formed for indie creators. And before we announce the Sense of Wonder of Night Award, we would like to invite our indie ambassador, Pocky, to offer the awards for the Pocky Award. Please come to the stage. And we all come to the stage now. So Pocky, Mr. Pocky, please tell us your thoughts first. And every year I get to select the game titles, and I choose the titles from the point of view of a video creator. And from 81 titles, you chose the Pocky Award. It's quite tough, right? Yes. And I chose 3 titles for the Pocky Award, and I'm going to announce that. Yes, please. The first game is Rap Oji-san. Congratulations. And is he in the venue? Rap Oji-san, is he in the venue? No? We are going to give you the Pocky Award. Okay, he's not here. So sorry. We're going to deliver that to him later. And the second one is While Waiting, a game that you just wait. While Waiting, congratulations for the Pocky Award. Are you here at the venue? Can someone go and get him? Okay, the third one is Here Pier. Are you here? Yes, he's here. Great. This is the climax. The last person is finally here in the venue. Please come to the stage. Congratulations. It's a surprise, right? You must be surprised. The Pocky Award is announced here. It's a surprise announcement. The trophy is given. Congratulations. So Mr. Pocky, yes, take a picture with Mr. Pocky. Congratulations. How do you feel now? I'm very surprised. Thank you. Yeah, I know. You must be surprised. Thank you so much. And Mr. Pocky, so you are going to show us a video that you played the 3 games, right? Yes, I'm going to post it tomorrow on my YouTube channel. Please take a look. Thank you. Congratulations. Again, congratulations. Now you may go down. Yeah. And we're going to bring the trophies to the other 2 winners. It will be a surprise again, and maybe Mr. Pocky can deliver that. That will be a huge surprise for them. So thank you very much, Pocky-san. And now we are calculating the votes, and it's very hard to score, I think. Yes, and yes, there is a very important role for the audience, and please stay with us till the end. And Shin-san, do you also score this time? Only the last part I'm going to judge. There will be 2 final titles, and the winner will be decided by your voting with the sound of the Pico Pico hammer. The judgment is, and I'm going to judge that with my very sensible ear. And are you really training your ear so well? Yeah, I've been doing it for 17 years, so I think my ear is actually deteriorating. Yeah, so please swing your hammer well. It is very hard to judge every year, actually. And at the end, we are going to choose from one of the last 2 titles. So that is going to be decided with the sensor of my ear. So are we still waiting for the calculation? Well, quite a struggle. It takes more time than usual. It probably means that it is a very close battle. And I look forward to the results. And, looking back the 17 years, so while we're waiting, what kind of memories do you have? In the beginning, even if you develop an indie game, there's no way to distribute it. And when smartphones came out, that's when you start to have the distribution channels, and then PC, and then now it's a given to sell the games online. And the history of Sense of Wonder Night is also in accordance with the development of the engine, the technologies, and things have quite changed over the past years. So we are seeing a larger number of indie games, and there are a lot of people developing games on their own. It's very interesting, and it's also a better environment for a game to become a blockbuster in the world. And we have a very bright and interesting future. I think the calculation is done. No, not yet. Need more time. What is going on? Can we finish the calculation today? And we're also running a little bit behind time. So how about Isabel-san? You've been the host for this program for a long time. I feel that it is easier to understand games, and in the past, even if I listen to the presentation, I struggle to understand the games. But when you see the experiential games and also the way that the gamers make the creators make the presentation also got better. So when you look at the presentation, even if you're regardless of you being a layman or a professional, you can both enjoy the games. And also there are a lot of games, more games with that you can play with your body, not just with your computer, but you can play with your body. Like especially Sense of Wonder Night tends to select that kind of games, game that you can understand instantly, intuitively. I think Shin-san, you must be struggling. The judges must be. Takaishi-san, can you share some of your thoughts? Okay. The calculation is done, but still, we want to hear the comments. Okay, but let's announce the result.
Okay, I see. Now we have the results, and we have the results in front of us. So let's make an announcement. 17th Sense of Wonder Night, we have our winners for awards. So the first award is Best Technological Game Award. Shin-san, please. Yes, Best Technological Game Award goes to Hyper Wobbler by Wobbly Labs. Congratulations! Congratulations, this is your trophy. And this is the panel. Let's take a picture. So please look at the camera over there. Congratulations. Okay, so we are behind the schedule, so we have to move on now. Okay, our next award is Best Arts Award. Best Arts Award goes to Hyper Wobbler by Wobbly Labs. So it was another surprise. Well, so Best Arts Award went to Hyper Wobbler.
Okay, thank you.
So let's hear from judges. Takashi-san. Yes, yes, I see the name. Takashi-san, please. Well, it was just beautiful. It was a great, beautiful game. LED, flashing lights, amazing for your eyes. And you have to play in order to really understand how fun it is. It is a whole night you can get to play. Yeah, people, you have to visit the booth to play the game. Congratulations. Okay, our next award is Best Experimental Game Award. Best Experimental Game Award goes to Hyper Wobbler by Wobbly Labs. That's why I wanted to wait it for judges' comments later, but here it is. Congratulations. Well, let's hear from Komakata-san. So this is the game you love, right? Yes, congrats. As Takashi said, you have to play this game in order to really understand what this game is. So people have to visit Hall 9. So it's not going to be commercially available. So this is the time for people to play. So we have a saying, what happens second time, happens third time. So I was wondering what's gonna happen next for the next award. Next award is Best Game Design Award. Best Game Design Award goes to No Case Should Remain Unsolved. Congratulations. So he came here first and he won the game, he won the award. Congratulations. It's great. So let's hear the comments from Takashi-san. Well, I was not expecting that, so you have to give me some time to think about it. What happens second time happens third time. So, well, it's about UI UX. Your UI UX was new. It was an unprecedented game design. And I was wondering what was the motivation behind this. And then, you mentioned the motivation and the PlayStation, and that really made sense to me. So thank you. Congratulations. Okay, next award is Best Presentation Award. So this is unique award for Sense of Wonder Night. Best Presentation Award goes to HoooPizza. Congratulations. And you get your trophy. Congratulations. So let's have some comments from Ramon-san. Maybe you are not expecting the comments. You can use your microphone.
Saying this moment that this is what I voted. So I was super happy that you have win this award. Congratulations.
Congratulations. So this is what I feel every day. This keeps us busy. We are very busy. It is an in-person event in many years. I'm nervous.
Now let's move on to the last award. For Shin-san, please announce the result. Audience Award Grand Prix, the shortlist, the last two titles, and one of them is going to be decided by your voting as the Grand Prix. And let me first of all announce those two titles. The first candidate is Hyper Wobbler by Wobbly Labs. Hyper Wobbler, and the second candidate is Esophaguys, the last presentator, the one that is the elongating neck. Please come to the center of the stage. And we are going to explain the rules again. Those two titles are now selected. And please vote for one of them that you feel the sense of wonder. Please swing your Pico Pico hammer. One of them is going to be the Grand Prix, and the other one will be Semi Grand Prix. And Shin-san, is your ear ready? Are your ears ready? Yes, so my ears are going to be the judge. Please only vote for one of them. And based on your sound, I'm going to decide. But I will listen with both of my ears. Let's start. Have you made up your mind? I'm going to read out. So for Hyper Wobbler, please swing your hammer. Thank you. Next. Esophaguys. Hold on. Esophaguys. Correct your pronunciation. Anyway, I think it's your ears are ready. Please announce the result. Yes, the Audience Award Grand Prix goes to Esophaguys. Congratulations. So now let me hand over the Audience Award Semi Grand Prix to Wobbly Labs. Congratulations. Now let us hand over the trophy to you, and the presenter will be Yoshida-san from Sony Entertainment.
So I would like to ask you a little bit your feelings.
I'm very happy, a bit overwhelmed, yes, a bit embarrassed.
ですよね。もう結構総なめしましたからね、賞をね。おめでとうございます。
Yes, you got so many awards. Congratulations.
はい。じゃあ、しんさん次お願いします。
And Shin-san, please move on. And now I'd like to give Audience Award Grand Prix to
Esophaguys.
いや、なんかまだ違う気がするんだ。
Still, his pronunciation is wrong. Esophaguys. The trophy and the $3,000 prize. The presenter is Juan Grill.
おめでとうございます。Congratulations.
Now the prize is given $3,000. Thank you very much. A big applaud and.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Oh, I feel great. Thank you very much.
Yes, congratulations. Must be a great feeling. So with that, really congratulations. And now to the award winners and our finalists and judges, please come to the stage. The stage is a little bit small, so could you come closer? Do we have all the judges? Can we be here? Can we stay here? Okay. Can you go towards the center a little bit more? And I will continue talking. It's picture time, photo time.
はい、じゃあチーズ写真撮ってます。
we are taking pictures. Feels nice to hear the pico pico sound. You can take photos later. And so Shin-san, this is the 17th iteration of Sensor Wonder Night, and we are coming to an end. What do you think? I only look at the last result, so I don't know the process of the calculation, but I think it must be in a very close battle. Yeah, we have like more than 900 titles. So what is going to happen next year? It must be very interesting and exciting next year. And I hope that we will see the people this year, next year as well, and more new titles next year. And so thank you very much for the finalists and the judges and also the audience for your attention. And see you again next year at Sensor Wonder Night Tokyo Game Show. See you next year. Thank you very much.
スポンサーはソニーインタラクティブエンターテインメント、任天堂、講談社ゲームクリエイターズラボ、ハピネット、プレイズム、イギーインディーゲームインキュベーター、エルザジャパンの皆様です。